peanut butter and jelly, Shaq and Kobe, Goku and Vegeta. A lot of the times, people say two goats can't exist, but those three examples are just a few of the many examples there are in life where we can have goats at the same time. And you may not think them as goats, but they will go down in some sort of manga, anime history now that they are completed. And they are the big question I have today. Why are we comparing My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen? Both of these series are looking to come to an end by the end of the year. My Hero already doing its epilogue, and Jujutsu Kaisen essentially being in its final battle for what feels like the past year, to be honest, and we can get to that at a different time. But with both of them coming to an end, a lot of people are starting to compare these two and their impact and their depth and their messages and their fighting and anything in between that they can think about when looking at these two anime mangas. And the part I don't get is why choose these two? And when you look back at it and you look at the inspirations for these mangas, it is the same argument of why you would compare Naruto and Bleach. And seeing that both of these are essentially the same story, Naruto being the kid who wants to become the number one ninja in his village, the Hokage, Deku wanted to become the number one hero, Ichigo being a high schooler living normal life, quote unquote, but the consequences of his parents lead him into the world and the adventure that the show takes place in. Same thing as Yuji Itadori. They are essentially two entirely different premises that get compared and shown like they are the same thing. And the problem with that is they are going to have majorly different things. They're going to have different themes at certain points in their story. Sure, they may overlap a lot of the times, especially with shonens, with a lot of them being teamwork and friendship are usually the ones to prevail, but they will have different beats when they do this stuff. My Hero does a lot of this camaraderie with the Class 1A and the entire UA high school, while the entire Jujutsu High is kind of these trying to be hyper independent people who are showing that they need to inherit this teamwork to be able to overcome their things. And it just doesn't make sense to think these two are the same thing in almost any capacity. I will give you, there are some things that are the same, or some things that can be compared in Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero. I'm not saying they are completely two different entities with nothing touching the same quality or messages and anything as them. But what I'm saying is they are built completely as two different stories. And this is the problem when we get into the deeper anime community, that people will like a certain series and put it on this pedestal thinking it is just, above everything and better than the rest and completely unique, and nothing can touch it in this sense. But when we look at them, they are different in a sense, but they also have this sense of commonality, I guess would be the word, where we are doing different things with the same outcome, or we are saying different things, or even saying the same things with a different perspective. Deku is a person and a hero who wants to be a number one hero and the top rank in his world for his sense of purpose. He wants to be the number one hero because he wants to be the number one savior, helper. Savior is kind of a strong word, but he wants to be the number one helper, the number one hero that has saved as much as he can save. Yuji is a teenager who was thrust into the Jujutsu world because of the consequences of his parents, his mom being, I'll try to stay spoiler free, but his mom being his mom and his dad being his dad, thrown into the jujutsu world and shown this entirely different side of the world he's never seen before, he's never even thought of, and shown that he is now given this huge weight on his shoulders of something he has to do and moving in that path that he was thrown into. This is where it gets super different, and it is the majority of the story that we see because these two are our main characters. They're what we're going to stay on for the whole story. We may do some side stories, some B plots, but the main thing is Yuji needs to do X, Deku wants to become X. And these things have been constructed and plotted out, foreshadowed, anything you want to say under the sun with writing terms, to get to where they are right now. Now that one is approaching the end and one is nearing the end. We've gotten to where we've gotten. It is not crazy to say there are similarities, but it is crazy to say that they are the same just because they're a shonen manga or anime if you're watching the anime. Just because something is shonen, I feel like anime fans, especially here in the West Coast, because if you look at a lot of interviews, a lot of problem is the Western world, us. A lot of the West Coast has lost a plot on what it means to be a shonen. And what it means to be a shonen is you're targeting teenagers for your demographic. Teenagers grow out of the shonen genre, and new shonen genre fans grow up and get into shonen. They essentially like the same beats in a different format. That's why Jujutsu Kaisen is a lot like Bleach, and My Hero is a lot like Naruto, and so on and so forth. New things are going to come out that are a lot like Jujutsu Kaisen, and new things are going to come out that are a lot like My Hero. These were juggernauts in what was called the new gen era of manga that have created a lot of influence, and we're seeing definitely some of it in here in these coming years with like Kaiju number 8 and yikes, some other stuff. I've been a little rusty on the manga game, I can't lie to you. But we're seeing in real time the influences My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen have fulfilled in the shonen world, in the Shonen Jump manga world, that is going to be everlasting. And whether you say it's from the Naruto and Bleach references, influences or not, they have still had a hand in creating this next generation, this next series that are going to blow up, and they're going to get an anime, and they're going to be popular, and we're going to go through the same cycle once again. Comparing things again, My Hero and Naruto, it's just like Naruto, where Pain talks about the cycle of hatred, but we're just getting into the cycle of hating. It's really all that is. We're just going into this argument just wanting to be correct and wanting to be right. And there's nothing to be correct or right about. You are comparing apples and oranges. These are completely two different things. And I'm just talking in circles at this point. But it's a discussion video. I want to discuss with you guys. I want to know why you think these two are being compared. Is it because they're popular? Is it because they're shonen? I really want to know why we think My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen are really the same, because it gets to a point where the loudest voices in the room are the people who are not reading the manga. The loudest people are the ones not reading the material. Why are they speaking? Why are they speaking, and why are we letting them speak when the outside third party is going to see that and they're going to think it represents all of us? When we come together as an anime community, we come together as one. It doesn't matter if you don't associate with this side or if you don't associate with that side. When third person outside looks in, he's going to see all of us. And that's the problem. We need to figure out how to figure this out, because once we do, maybe anime can be, fun online. Anime is really hard to have fun online. And we need to figure that out because this is a big space and we need to share. Let me know why you think My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen are butting heads with why the wrong people are butting their heads together, because I want to know. I'm sure you want to know, but let's talk about it. I'll catch you guys in the next video.